to make this little video. It's going to be part rant and part tutorial, I hope. Anyway, so many of you might have these speakers. These are the Mackie CRX series of speakers, studio monitors. These are the CR4s, so they have a 4-inch speaker here in the front, as you can see. And if you know about the Mackie speakers, when you buy Mackie CR speakers, you get one powered speaker. Here's the powered speaker. It has all the electronics, the amplifier and the power supply and everything. It's all inside this speaker. Okay, I won't get into too much of the story. I ended up blowing my tweeter out. Not only that, something shorted or something, and it got really hot and it melted the whole front bezel. So I called Mackie up. And Mackie was really nice. The guys at the technical department were really nice to me. Anyway, sorry, powered speaker, passive speaker. Passive speaker here, meaning it has just a speaker in it, and you have to power it by the amp in this speaker. So it gets connected right here, all the way over to here with speaker wire. Then you plug this guy in and turn it on, and then you get sound from both of them. Anyways, tweeter melted in this one. Mackie technical people were really nice. It took a while, but it was really cheap. For $6, I think, or so, they sent me the front plastic bezel, and another $6 or $7, they sent me the tweeter inside. I think I spent like $12 plus shipping. It was like 25 bucks to get it all here. It took a few months. I won't get into that. It was Christmas time, COVID, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I got the part. I changed it out really quickly, easily. Super easy to do. You just unscrew these black screws, so there's 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3 on each side, and I think you have to take the 2 in the middle here out too. Anyways, you take the screws out, you lift this whole thing out with all the electronics on it, just be careful, and then you can attach the wires, come through. There's like epoxy and stuff, so you can't get the wires out, but they come through to the front. You just unplug the tweeter, plug the new one in, then you can screw the front bezel on from the inside. And then you can put everything back in, and you can screw this back together, and it'll all be back together, and everything should be working. This guy, now, this tweeter blew. This one was working, I thought. But then after I got the new one, I realized this one wasn't working very well. It had like a crackliness to it, and it didn't seem to be putting out the really high frequencies. It was making noise, but it wasn't making the right noises. Now, once I had a good tweeter, I realized maybe I blew both of them. Anyways, so call Mackie up again, say, hey, can you send me another tweeter for $6? No problem. Oh, by the way, I can't seem to figure out how to get into this speaker, and I'd rather not break it. Can you tell me the trick to get into this thing? And the response back from Mackie, and I have the emails to prove it, so if anyone wants to see that, I can show that. But they said to me that you cannot open this speaker. Unfortunately, it's permanently closed. It has to be broken to be open, and the only way to fix it is to replace it by spending $85 US, or around like 100 and some odd Canadian dollars, where I am, to replace the entire passive speaker. And I was like, well, I'm not spending $85 right now. I'll just live with it. So I lived with it, and I lived with it, and then I got sick of it, and so I said, fuck this. I got to replace it anyways. I'm going to try to open it. Well, let me tell you what I did. I took my little screwdriver, and I stuck it in the sides here, and I just carefully started prying all the way around gently, just a little bit at a time, just to release the speaker from here. Just a little bit, now it's going to be easy, but a little bit, all the way around. Now I got to the corners, and one of them cracked. I heard a crack, and I was like, oh shit, I broke it. Just like the guy said I would, I broke it. Okay, so whatever, who cares? I'll figure out a way to put it back together, and if not, I'll replace it, because I was supposedly going to have to do that anyways. So, worked my way around the whole speaker, and then finally I'm like, screw this. I get the bigger screwdriver, and I put it in there, and I just pry, and it started going crack, crack, crack. I heard a few cracks, and then, look at this, it popped right off. I've already unplugged it, but now, what is holding the speaker on are these 6 little plastic tabs. So you could potentially break one of these. That would not be nice, and then you might have to replace the plastic bezel for $6. I bet you can buy. Outside of that, on the speaker itself, there's these nice little pressure fitting socket thingies, you can see, with little plastic teeth in them so that they fit nice and tight. Those are just force fit into there. So those cracking sounds I was hearing was the pressure being released because the plastic was almost fusing together in there. Whatever, I popped. So you're going to hear that. So when you're doing this around the edge, be very careful. You will kind of damage. When this goes back together, you can probably see there's some little screwdriver marks where I put my screwdriver in here. Whatever, you're going to have a little damage. I'm not worried about that. It shouldn't affect the sound of them. So once you get that, now I can just take the screws off that bracket, get the tweeter right out, put the new one in, plug it into the wires right here. Bing, bam, boom, Bob's your uncle. Pop it on, slap it on. All good to go. So, Mackie, what the hell? $85? No. So now you have a little tutorial. This is the only thing I couldn't find anything online on how to open these speakers up, anything that anyone had done in the past. So there's what you get. You get a shitty video from my phone, but at least now you can see how I opened it, and you can do it yourself. So you don't have to spend $85 on a passive speaker just to change a speaker out, and you don't have to, blow your wallet out. You can do this kind of repairs by yourself. Awesome. Way to go, DJ Rye here. Keep rocking in the free world. Love y'all. Bye. Wear a mask and get vaccinated.